And good morning, dear ones. Robert Brzezinski with you. Time for morning prayers. Today is May 5th, 2020, and I am so grateful to be with you. It's a beautiful, glorious day here in Colorado. At least it was when I looked out my window the first time. And I thought I would share today. I don't do this every day, but I think it's kind of important that as New Thought Radio and New Thought Media Network mature into who we are in the world, that I want to share a little bit more of our vision and our mission. They should be right there on the screen with you. So I just want to recite those this morning to get us started. Our vision: inspiring humanity to live a more loving, peaceful, and positive life. And our mission: sharing a vibration of love, positivity, and empowerment through a variety of media streams. And that's one of the reasons we're here today. And the primary reason we're here today is simply prayer. And we're going to do some prayer work here in a minute, give a few minutes for everybody to kind of come into the room. But if you would like to get your prayers into my prayer book here, just send me an email, revbriz@Spirit Evolving. I'll get you into this book here. And I work on this every day, a couple times a day, pull into the most recent requests and pray on those and pray back into the book as far as it feels appropriate. So I encourage you, please send over your emails. We'll get your email in there. And as a minister of religious science and the science of mind, if you're in need of some spiritual counseling, well then please, by all means, reach out to me. I am more than happy to work with you, and we'll make it work on a love offering basis on a budget that works for you. So please do that. And again, let's get you into the prayer mode and get you into some prayerful places. What do I want to talk about this morning? In the midst of it all, there is always an opportunity to turn and run, or there's an opportunity to lean in and embrace. When I allow myself to be overcome by fear, then really turn and run is all I've got, because I'm just not a turn and fight kind of guy. However, what I'm being reminded of is that if you think about it, fear, we all have our own personal acronyms for fear. I like to use that fear is really forgetting to empower absolute reality. That's all that's happening. I'm forgetting that I can empower absolute reality, and that when I do empower that absolute reality, well, then miracles happen. Except they're not really miracles, they're just everyday events. There's what wants to happen. When I remember to embrace the absolute reality of life, of God, of truth, then my life flows. My life flows more easily. The people and the connections and the opportunities and all the resources to move my work forward to fulfill the mission I'm here to fulfill becomes so much easier. And it's because I'm remembering to empower the absolute reality. So what is the absolute reality? God is all there is. Nothing more, nothing less. There is one God. That God, that power, presence, and intelligence is operating through and as all life. It's part of our lives, my life, your life. And we have the power to direct and create based on the words we speak, the thoughts we believe, the feelings we hold. So let's create newly. That's the absolute reality. And how do we empower it? The absolute reality is there's only one life. That life is perfect. That life is God's life, and that life is my life and your life right now. How do I empower that? Well, I empower that through prayer, spiritual mind treatment. And remember, spiritual mind treatment is not begging God to give us something. It's not trying to get something. Spiritual mind treatment is about reaffirming, affirming, reminding ourselves uh, that there is this absolute reality and that we can direct it and that we do have the power to move and shape our experience. And that's what we do in prayer and spiritual mind treatment. We're not begging and beseeching God to fulfill some grand wish, to take something away from somebody, to do this to somebody or with somebody, but we're treating that we may experience and reveal and come to recognize the absolute truth, the absolute reality. So if you're in that place, I invite you to close your eyes and relax and let yourself kick back for a moment and simply be present to the one. Be present to this moment, be present to this experience, be present to the power and the presence and the intelligence that is God's life flowing through and as all life. See, what I know is I know there is truly only one God, known by many, many names, known by many, many symbols. And you may call this one God anything you like. Call it Buddha or Brahma or Vishnu, Kuan Yin, Source Energy, Divine Mother, Gaia, Love. Call it George. No matter the name, the truth remains the same. One power, one presence, one infinite intelligence expressing itself as all life. As the birds and the bees, as our furry pets. One power expressing as all life. Living all life. One power, the source and the wellspring and the absolute unending supply of love and light and beauty, truth and health and wealth and well-being, abundance, prosperity. God, one self-existent cause that is forever taking on form and abandoning that form to take on new form. And what I know is I know that one, that God, the God of all, the God that is the Alpha and the Omega, I know that power operates as my life perfectly. Whole, complete, nothing missing, nothing absent. And as I know that truth of my life, I know that must be true of all life. That the oneness that is beating my heart, the oneness that is moving my hands, the oneness that is revealing this truth through my word is doing the same thing through everyone at all times, in every moment. This one God is forever expressing itself as your life perfectly. Whole, complete, nothing missing, nothing absent. And so I know there is a great cosmic symphony that is happening, a dance that is happening, where humanity has come together to be apart, where humanity has been told to be apart so that we may become together, so that we may learn the oneness, so we may recognize the unity of life. And while we may not all be in the same boat, we are all on the same ocean together. For we are each absolutely vital aspects of the one, of this grand oneness that is humanity's life on planet Earth and beyond. And what I know is I know that right now in this moment, and I claim for each one hearing these words, the same wisdom, the same knowing, is that there is a great evolutionary leap that is happening right now in human consciousness. And because that leap is happening, then old structures and old ways of being are crumbling and falling apart and dissipating back into the nothingness from whence they came. God is letting go of form in order to replace it with new form. And that is what is happening, that in this time of being still, in this time of retreat and reclusion, there's a great revelation that is occurring. God revealing itself through human hands, through human hearts, into a new way of being, into a new experience of livingness. So I speak this word into the universe. I claim for each one that hears it a deep sense of saying yes to being on the team that makes this leap, that makes this transition, that sticks around on planet Earth and does the heavy lifting of creating a world that works for everyone, that does the work in consciousness and then in form. It all happens in consciousness first, and we must take action as well. So I claim for each the sense of being in the presence, of knowing the presence, allowing the presence to inform and inspire our sacred action. Whatever it is that's calling us this day, wherever our hands are being asked to serve, wherever our hearts are being called to uplift, that is the sacred action. So we sit in the stillness this morning. We allow the consciousness to reveal and evolve, and then we get up and do the work, whatever that might be. There is a creative process that is happening right here, and it starts in the mind of God, and it travels through human consciousness, and it ends with our hands. Whether that's sticky with paint or playing a piano, writing a book, singing a song, hugging a child, whatever it might be. I know your hands operate on God's behalf, that you are a divine expression of God's great gift onto this planet. And so God is right now operating through your hands, through your voice, through your heart, to bring forth this newness onto the planet. And we are slowly re-emerging from the darkest portion of this journey. It's slowly starting to push out into the world of form once again. And I encourage each that hears these words to make that leap patiently. It has been said that the butterfly's strength to fly comes from its process, its ugly and painful process of breaking through the cocoon. We're right now in that ugly and painful process of beginning to break open the cocoon. And what I know is, I know if I try to rush that, if I try to help that butterfly, if I go over there and break that cocoon and free that butterfly, it does not have the strength to fly. For its wings are not fully developed, and it will lie and die. And so I do everything within me to not rush the process, to not rush the healing, but to be in that place of knowing that all is well, that something magnificent that I'm not even aware of yet is revealing itself, that as the cocoon is breaking open and the wings are strengthening during that time, during that process, there is great revelation and there is great newness coming online on planet Earth. So we don't rush the healing. We are patient in the process. We are allowing ourselves to emerge, as a new being with a new consciousness, Homo universalis, a human of the universe, a newness being born right now on the planet. And so I am just very, so giddy with gratitude, excited with gratitude, grateful, grateful, grateful to be witness to this, to experience this, to watch it all happen and be a part of it all, to be on the transition team. So very grateful. Most especially to know that it is not I doing this work, it is God doing this work. And so I need to get out of the way. I need to get myself out of the divine circuits, let God do what God does, and say yes to being in service, say yes to witnessing the growth, the evolution, and most especially just say yes to God. whatever that is, moment by moment by moment, saying yes. With a loving heart, say yes. And so I release this word into the law, into God's law, into that immutable law that must demonstrate, that is already operating upon this prayer to bring forth the conditions, the opportunities, the consciousness necessary to fulfill this word, that is already working on all of this. I'm not here telling God what to do. I'm here reminding myself that God's got this. And there is nothing more I need to than say yes. So with that sacred heart, from a grateful attitude, I release the word into the law that is already demonstrating, and I rest assured that it is so. That this word is already a done deal in the mind of God, and so it is already moving into form in the human, and I let it be. And if any word of this has resonated with you in any way, please join me as we affirm together, and so it is. And so it is. Oh, thank you, dear ones. Thank you so much for being with me this morning and being here with us. I do want to let you know, still having a little bit of problems getting comments from some Facebook avenues back to the program that I use, because this goes to a few different Facebook pages and YouTube all at the same time. So if I'm not commenting, responding to your comments in real time, my apologies. I will, as they get that fixed, we'll get back to that. But I do like to make sure I drop in after the prayer and say hello to everybody online. So leave your comments in the comment box, and I will be sure to, oh, but we are seeing Laura Lee's. Hello, Laura Lee. So glad you're with us this morning. And be sure to drop some comments in the comment box. I'll get back to you on those and say hello and respond. That way we stay better connected on Facebook. And if you like this content, please share it with a friend, and hit the notification button. Make sure you're notified when we're going live so that those notifications are up for you in advance. And hey, if you're still with me at this point, do remember we're having a pretty big event on Friday night. Bob Shannon, sorry guys, Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer are going to join the New Thought Music Network and the New Thought radio station for a house concert, a virtual house concert. So we've got a Facebook event up. You can catch it on there. Search my page, search the New Thought radio page, and check out all that. And do remember, new episode number 43 of And Now the Good News just came out yesterday. So you can catch that at goodnews.transistor.fm and check out all the different episodes. There are 43 episodes of good news stretching back almost a year now. I do it once a week. We're on 43. We're at almost a year. We're coming up on it. I think I might have to do something special for the 1-year anniversary. See what that might be. Anyway, dear ones, I love you. You are amazing. I thank you for being with us this morning. We'll be back again tonight, 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time, for evening prayers. A great way to finish off the day and reflect on all the good that's happening in your life. Until next time, I wish you all the best today. Peace and blessings. We'll see you later tonight. Bye now.